The following is a production of Cary TV, the Town of Cary's government access channel.
Hello, I'm Weinbrecht, Mayor of Cary, and this is Cary Matters. It's our monthly program designed to help keep you informed about the issues that your council members are working on for our community. Joining me as co-host this month is Gail Adcock, who's our District D representative and our Mayor Pro Tem. Gail represents District D, which is mostly Southwest Cary, and we're very happy to have you here on Cary Matters on this month's episode.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm always glad to do Cary Matters with you.
Okay. Well, you know, it's been a long, cold winter, and I'm glad that spring has finally arrived. Fortunately, there's a lot of things going on to help bring in the spring. So I thought we should spend this first segment talking about a few of the events. I know that's turning our usual format upside down, but what do you think about that?
I'm willing to try it if you are, Mayor.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we can answer some of the questions we've been getting from the community. So, Mayor, here's the biggest question. What do you think of spring in Cary? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I think of all the beautiful flowering plants and trees in Cary. You may not know this about me, but I love working in my yard. I even have about 100 azaleas that bloom every spring. And if you are like me and want beautiful plants and trees, there's a key to that, and it's good soil. And the key to good soil? Compost. And the Town of Cary can help with that. Last year, the town collected 19,000 tons of yard waste that was composted. Well, this year, we're doing something a little different with all that compost. No more waiting in a long line for another mega compost giveaway. While some folks really like that, hundreds who waited in hours in a line and didn't get anything because we ran out were very disappointed. So this year, we're giving the compost away to those who attend one of our composting workshops. All workshop participants will receive 3 bags of free compost to use on their lawns or in their gardens. Workshops will be held every day during May 8th through 11th, which is International Compost Education Week. To register for a specific class or to purchase your own compost bin, and just go to townofcary.org and search for compost. In no time at all, you can be registered for a workshop and have a bin of your own to begin composting at home. So be sure to sign up. Your plants will thank you for it. Gail, what do you think of when you think of spring?
Well, first of all, I did not know you had 100 azaleas in your yard, but I knew that you worked in your yard a lot, so I learned something new about you. And I have to say, for me, it's our annual Spring Days Arts and Crafts Festival, which will be held this year on April 26th in beautiful Bond Park. This year will be the 21st year of Spring Days in Cary. And for those who haven't been, this festival is a guaranteed good time for just about anyone. The festival is filled with wonderful arts and crafts, great festival food, and educational activities for all ages. Spring Days only features artists from North Carolina, and there is just about every kind of craft you can imagine. In addition to fine arts and crafts, there are live performances of all kinds at several stages throughout the festival. There is even a dedicated Earth Day area, which is on April 22nd, where you can find out how to play a role in preserving our natural resources and protecting the environment. There are also plenty of activities for children at the Children's Village throughout the day. I just can't think of a better way to spend a beautiful day than Spring Days right in the heart of Bond Park, which, by the way, happens to be in my district.
Well, you're right about that. That sounds like a great time. Well, there is one other thing that comes to mind when you think of spring. Some might view it as work, but actually it's a lot of fun to me. As you know, I'm very passionate about spruce, which is the town's litter reduction and beautification program. Since its inception, over 7,000 people, including me, have volunteered at one or more spruce events. Together, we've removed 83,000 pounds of litter from our parks, our streams, and our streets. Each year, there are 2 town-wide litter sweeps, and there's one in the spring and one in the fall. The spring litter sweep's coming up, and it will be held Saturday, April 12th. So gather up a few friends and join the litter sweep and sweep the litter from your town. So coming up after the break, we're going to tackle some of the questions we've been hearing from you.
You don't have to have superpowers to keep Cary clean and forever green. We can all be superheroes by volunteering for Spruce. Join us for the Spring Litter Sweep. For more info on this event or other opportunities to get involved, visit the Spruce page at townofcary.org.
We're back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time now for us to address some of the questions the council's been getting from you. Gail, what do you have?
We've received several emails during the last few weeks covering a wide variety of issues. First, we received a question about the merger between Time Warner and Comcast, asking about our role in this matter. Time Warner Cable no longer has a franchise agreement with the town. Their agreement is now through the state. This means that our official role in the process will likely be extremely limited and similar in scope to that of the general public, which typically includes filing comments during public notice periods. But we will continue to monitor federal processes and discussions in government agencies. We also received a few questions asking why we're building a bridge on Harrison Avenue over the railroad tracks. Mayor, I believe it's your turn to answer this one.
It is my turn. Well, first of all, we're not building a bridge, at least not yet. We're leading a feasibility study to see if a bridge would be good for our citizens down the road. The impetus for the study is the continued work and planning by other entities that are projecting increased rail activity in the corridor, including freight, Amtrak, and high-speed. Well, high-speed commuter, and light rail even. In addition, we will continue to see an increase in the vehicle traffic as more and more people not only drive through, but also drive to downtown Cary to live, shop, and work. The more trains, the more times the downtown roads are blocked, which means stopping traffic as well as the potential for train versus vehicle crashes, which is never good. The study of whether the bridge makes sense is being paid for by government agencies that have a vested interest in this issue, and they include the Town of Cary. Based on the current projections, freight, Amtrak, and all rail traffic through downtown Cary will double to 32 trains daily by 2030. With the additions of high-speed, commuter, and light rail, that estimate rises to more than 250 trains a day through downtown. The purpose of this study is to help the town understand the impacts of the increased rail traffic, decide if a grade separation on Harrison Avenue is feasible, and if so, when and which options are viable alternatives. It's important to understand that there is no funding at this time for construction of improvements at the local, state, or federal levels. We're looking at the options, their viability, and the projected costs to decide if and how to move forward to help ensure we make the best plans we can for the future. You know, spending some money now may just save us from spending a lot more in the future.
It's also consistent with the planning that Cary does well into the future about transportation. I certainly agree with you that this feasibility study is important. We've also received a question, which we receive every year, about what can be done with all the geese in Cary. Canada
that question
geese,
comes every year.
I know it does, and this time of year in particular. Canada geese are classified as migratory birds and actually are a protected species. Addressing geese issues is regulated by a complex process involving the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the North Carolina Wildlife Commission. These geese are federally protected through a number of treaties with other nations signed at various times in the early part of the 20th century and subsequently through the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918. Therefore, management of the geese population for public and private property owners falls under federal guidelines. Under these regulations, management of the geese population requires a permit proving that the geese have caused property damage. What complicates it further, as if that wasn't complicated enough, is that Cary is designated as a bird sanctuary. In our own ordinances, we provide protection for wild birds. This does not mean that we would not take measures, where appropriate, to address any damage created by such birds, but only that we must carefully weigh the pros and cons of such issues. So until the federal government takes action to reduce the protections established for these birds, the town, as well as private property owners, are actually very limited about what we can do.
You know, that's a messy subject and a complicated issue. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to give you some insights into what's coming up at Town Hall in April and how you can be involved.
Cary's first movie house marquee lights up again. For the first time in decades, the Cary Theater comes alive with films, music, comedy, improv, and theater. Featuring an intimate setting and an extraordinary lineup, the Cary will become a regular on your entertainment docket. Find us on Chatham Street in downtown Cary or on the web at townofcary.org.
We're back, and in this final segment of Cary Matters, we want to talk about what's happening in April and how you can be involved.
Okay, Mayor Will, this month we have 3 regularly scheduled council meetings. We'll hear quasi-judicial matters on Thursday, April 3rd. Our regularly scheduled council meetings will be on Thursday, April 10th and Thursday, April 24th. In addition, the council will hold a work session on Tuesday, April 22nd. The topic of this work session was not finalized at the time of this taping.
Okay. And we have lots and lots of activities in the month of April, in addition to Spring Days, which we've already talked about. The 36th annual Cary Road Race will be on the 5th. The proceeds from that race will be used to enhance existing greenways and trails. The 23rd annual Easter egg hunt will be held at Bond Park on April the 12th, where children under 10 years of age and younger are invited to scour the fields for thousands of colorful eggs. And for the older kids, we haven't forgot about you. We have a laser tag on April the 19th, and these are just a few of the events. To find out more, check the town website and click on the calendar.
A lot of things to do in April. And don't forget all the movies and events that we have at our new downtown theater, the Cary. Well, that's it for this edition of Cary Matters. We appreciate your watching and hope that what we've shared has been of interest. Please let us hear from you. Your time is important, and we want this show to be of value to you as we work to bring you, our citizens, closer to your government.
And remember, help keep Cary litter-free, clean, green, and beautiful by volunteering with our Spruce program. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for choosing to call Cary home.
This has been a production of Cary TV. Visit the Town of Cary's website at townofcary.org.